After arriving back on station, Captain Dentes and Sergeant Tadami introduce the Sidewinders to Dr. Servek Fanlin, a Solarian physicist who managed to use the pilot's information, along with records downloaded from Sentinel's nav computer, to locate the relay and system they had escaped from, the Shadow Abyss. They also managed to get themselves a new gun for the Sentinel. Tiala decided to confront Sergeant Tadami on why she keeps giving her what seemed like distrustful glares. Tadami was reluctant to say anything, but sensed Tiala's frustration and felt she needed to explain. When Tiala and Tadami were alone, the sergeant stated that she has the ability to tell whether someone is lying or not. On top of that, she believed Tiala has the same ability, but that it was latent. Captain Dentes wanted her to train Tiala to use the same technique, but that she herself had reservations about it, and that such power in the wrong hands could be very dangerous. She hadn't been sure if she could trust Tiala, but admitted that so far Tiala had shown a great deal of honesty and integrity. Tiala said she'd be interested in learning if Tadami was willing to teach her. Tadami reluctantly consented and told Tiala to contact her for their first lesson and to select somebody she trusted that could help her with some mental exercises. After Tess had installed the new gun on Sentinel, and Ator had given his pills to Dr. Topalad to get them analyzed further, the Sidewinders left the Citadel for the Shadow Abyss. Scanners detected no planets, but the presence of something fairly large out in the Wraith system. Closer scans revealed that the large object was in fact a planet, but that interference from constant raging electrical storms had confused ship's sensors. Ator detected a gap in the storm clouds, and Loghain piloted Sentinel through it safely. On the surface, they found a single structure built into some mountains. It was a Void Wraith base, and they were bugging out. The Sidewinders landed and stormed the base, dropping over a dozen Void Wraith before reaching a large hangar. The Void Wraith were loading up a large ship with equipment and took off upon seeing the Sidewinders breach the hangar. Finishing off the last Void Wraith left behind, the Sidewinders found themselves with an almost completely empty base that they might be able to use. The Sidewinders returned to the Citadel, where they discovered their usual docking port was taken by an overdue ship. It turned out that it had transported an Asari Biotiball team, the Asteria Cougars, who were on the Citadel for their Premier League match against the home team, the Citadel Cheetahs. Loghain and Tiala were both Biotiball fans and decided to go to the game. They also heard a news report stating that Ilium drape designer Nulia Kalefisi was accused of 7 charges of violent sexual abuse against Belen, and that Detective Luciana D'Avo of the Ilium Law Department was the one largely responsible for bringing her to justice. Loghain and Tiala attended the Biotiball game, and during halftime, Tiala is selected from the crowd to take 3 long shots at the goal. She succeeds, and Tiala is told she has won a ball, shirt, and poster signed by the teams, as well as dinner with a player of her choice. With the Cougars being her favorite team, Tiala named her favorite player, Lilia Crisina, as her choice. She then contacted her friend Ilania Desiri to join her on a dinner date, since she was planning on catching up with her anyway, and she is a Cougars fan too. After the game, Loghain caught up with Dr. Severa and then Heka, while Gold went bar hopping and Hirokin trained in the Hanar consulate with Kinikia. When the Drell's training ended, Hirokin was approached by a Solarian named Antelius, who recognized him from the news and wondered if the Sidewinders could get rid of some rats plaguing his warehouse. Hirokin contacted Loghain, who gave him the go-ahead to take care of it, along with Ator and Gold. It turned out that the rats were not rodents, but were an acronym for Robot Armored Tactical Sentries. Antelius had programmed them as guards, but their IFF system was tagging everything as foes. Tiala had selected Loghain to help her with her new mental training, so the two of them headed to Sergeant Tadami's for Tiala's first proper lesson. Loghain helped Tiala with basic mind reading, and when it was done, Sergeant Tadami said that Captain Dentes wanted to meet with them in Glennon's apartment the next morning. Meanwhile, Hirokin, Ator, and Gold dealt with the rats, employing less than subtle tactics to take the robots down and reach the terminal that controls them. They succeeded, and though no cargo is majorly damaged, most of the robot guards were decimated rather than just shut down, and there are scorch marks throughout the warehouse. Antelius is partially satisfied with the results, and Ator created a means for him to access the terminal via his Omni tool, so if it happens again, he can shut the rats down from a distance. Loghain sought out a human martial arts trainer and met Lo Wang, who agreed to train him. Lo told Loghain he'd need to do some research on Turian physiology before practical training could begin, but he gave Loghain a pot of dirt and a seed, telling him that growing a sprout in 2 weeks is his first test. Tiala attended her dinner date with Elania and Lilia, where she discovered the famous Biote player was a Sidewinders fan. The three Asari chatted, danced, and ate before Lilia gave Tiala an interesting proposal for the three of them to go back to her hotel room and get more intimately acquainted. A flustered Tiala turned down the offer, but promised to get a gun signed by the Sidewinders and deliver it to her. Lilia understood and accepted Tiala's decision, but Elania didn't take it so well. Tiala told Loghain what happened, and the two got the others to sign a gun and took it to Lilia. Feeling conflicting regret at turning down Lilia, Tiala decided to head back to see her. Lilia had picked up on their mutual attraction for her, and Elania having a crush on Tiala, so made the offer thinking all three of them could benefit from it. Tiala explained that Elania is merely a friend to her, but that she was interested in Lilia. Lilia was interested in Tiala too, but she didn't want them to get involved until Tiala has had a talk with Elania and set things right between them. Tiala understood, and also asked if Lilia could teach her some of her Biote moves in the future. Lilia said that she would when they both have some free time. Ator received the results from the medication tests from Dr. Topolad. He is a biotic apparently, and has been prescribed the pills to suppress it. He had 3 choices: keep taking the pills, get surgery to permanently suppress his biotics, or learn to become a biotic. He decided to keep his biotics and seek help from Tiala to learn how to use them. Would you like to know more?